let's say you see this simple question in your chemistry JAMB exam. How will you solve it? The question says, what is the product of the reaction between ethanoic acid and butanol? Now, the first thing is, what is ethanoic acid and what is butanol? This question is actually from organic chemistry. And if you know very well, you should know that ethanoic acid belongs to a particular homologous series, which we call the carboxylic acids or the alkanoic acids. And what is the formula of the alkanoic acids? The formula of the alkanoic acid is RCOOH. The alkanoic acids have a general formula of this, and this R group can either be an alkyl group or an alkyl group. So now let us continue. We need to know the formula for this ethanoic acid. What is the formula for ethanoic acid? Ethanoic acid can also be called acetic acid. So now what is the formula? This is the second member of the alkanoic acids, and it has 2 carbons. And this is the formula. The formula is CH3COOH. This is the formula of ethanoic acid or acetic acid. Now let us go to the next thing. The next thing is butanol. Butanol belongs to the family of alkanols or alcohols in organic chemistry. And their own general formula is ROH. ROH. You get ROH, butanol. And this butanol is just like the 4th member of the alkanol homologous series. You get. So now what is the formula for butanol? That's what we need to do now. The formula for butanol is C4H9OH. Please, I will urge you to go and know the formulas of all of these simple compounds. To know the formula of butanol ethanoic acid is basically simple. It's just you knowing the R group. I will still teach you guys R group. This most times the R group is usually alkyl. This is alkyl. So they are usually gotten from alkyl groups. And when you talk about alkyl groups are formed when an alkane loses an hydrogen atom. Are you getting me? An alkane, you know alkane like CH4, which is methane. Now, if this CH4, if it loses 1 hydrogen atom, it becomes CH3. And we call this methyl. Methyl. Why this is methane, right? Methane. Let me give you another example. Another example is C2H6. We all know this to be ethane, right? Our normal ethane that belongs to the alkane family. If you remove 1 hydrogen from this alkane, you are going to have something like C2H5. This is an alkyl group. And this alkyl group is called ethyl. It's called ethyl. You see? It's called ethyl. Ethyl. So now, this butanol, since the formula of alkanol is ROH, you just attach the nearest alkyl group. The nearest alkyl group to butanol is the alkyl group with 4 carbon atoms. And that is what? C4H9. I believe you understand this thing very well. So now, let us go to solving this thing. To solving this question, see, this is an alkanoic acid and this is an alkanol. The reaction between an alkanoic acid and an alkanol has a special name. And that is why I actually wrote this question. This type of reaction is known as, the reaction between an alkanoic acid and an alkanol is called an esterification reaction. And the product of an esterification reaction is an ester and water. What is an ester? An ester is just like a normal homologous series, but they are very like, they are sweet smelling liquids. And they have a general formula of RCOOR prime. They have 2 R groups. Esters have 2 R groups. Don't forget that. So now, when this reacts with this, what type of ester are we going to get? If you check these options very well, you can see all of the options are all esters. RCOOR prime, RCOOR prime. All of them are all esters. So how do we get, what type of esters are we going to get after this reaction between ethanoic acid and butanol? This is very simple. Let me give you a simple trick. Maxitos will be organizing a free 15 days JAMB tutorial for science students. This free tutorial will be covering subjects like chemistry, biology, mathematics, physics, and use of English. And this tutorial is going to start from 1st of October to 15th of October. If you want to join this class, click the link on my bio and then select the option to join the free 15 days class. I'll see you in the class. Let me give you a simple trick. Always know that the R prime from the ester is always from the alkanol or the alcohol. This R prime is always derived from the alkyl group of the alcohol, while the R is always derived from the alkanoic acid. That is just so simple. So now, You are going to write this R from the alkanoic acid to get your product CH3, right? CH3 from here. Then your normal COO, your normal COO. Then your R prime from your alkanol, which is C4H9, which is butyl, right? Butyl. CH3 is methyl plus H2O. Is going to be plus H2O. Why? Because this is going to be remaining, you can see it's going to be remaining hydrogen. This has already reacted this place, and this has already reacted this place, and then this is going to be OH and hydrogen reacting together. That's going to be giving you water. Now, what is the name of this compound? The name of this compound is so simple, and let me teach you guys how to name esters too. So now, how do you name esters? If you want to name esters, we usually name esters from the R prime group. We name esters from the R prime group. So what is the R prime? This is the R prime, which is C4H9. And I call that what? Correct. Butyl. So you are going to write butyl, butyl. Then you come back to the normal R and name it together with this. Our normal R has only one carbon, and this has another carbon. What number of carbon is that? We have two carbons. That shows ether, like ETHA. You know, just like ethane, a prefix of two, ethane, all of those, you know what I'm talking about, right? So this has two carbons. So you are going to be having something like ether. So now what is the suffix of esters? How do we end the naming of esters? The naming of esters are always ending in noate, OH, OH. So it's going to be butyl. You count the number of carbon, which is 1, 2. 2 as in ethane, 2 as in ethyl, 2 as in any compound, ethanol or any homologous series. So we are going to have butyl ethanoate. Butyl ethanoate. So this is the correct name of this ester formed from the reaction between ethanoic acid or acetic acid and butanol. So which option is that? If I can check very well, I think that is option C. So the correct answer is option C. Don't